Well, it's been a while, guys. Insomniacs fans, my bad. Sorry about that little slur right there. Them bangs, man. Really give me a little saviated there. But, anyways. So, after my last video, I was on vacation, and then there was a bunch of those movements and everything that was going on. And then my job picked up crazy hours, which made it really hard. Like, I've made past videos recently, but there were none really worthy that I wanted to give to you guys. So I'm hoping that this is one that we can really cover. It's actually about my last video, Chris Diella. It sucks, man. What can I say? The dude, he's a real good comedian. One of my favorites, one of my tops. I kind of wanted to cover this a little bit and break it down. I mean, I don't know if I should take the video down. You guys tell me. The last Chris Diella video that I had, it should it not be up due to what he did? I mean, the man still did his work at that time. Let's go over what this guy did first of all. So this is on TMZ. All right, we're gonna copy this because you guys are actually doing this with me. You know, we're actually doing our research together on what happened to the last comedian of our last video. So copy that. That'll go onto my clipboard there. All right. I mean, so naturally he's gonna deny it. I mean, I don't know anybody that's like, yeah, cuff me, you know, put me. Funny story about that, guys. We'll get to that part later. I know I've been telling you I was gonna work with that, and I am. Don't worry. It is getting better, but it's not there yet. So, anyways, who would just be like, throw me away? You know, who would do that to themselves? I wouldn't. You wouldn't. And especially with something like this, this is something that is very highly controversial, and not just. And I don't mean controversial. I have a bad way of picking my words sometimes. This is a very touchy subject. I mean, come on, this is underage teenagers that we are talking about. This isn't like an 18, 19-year-old teenager. This is a teenager under the ages of 18, which isn't just illegal. It's nasty if you think about it. I mean, the woman's not even mature yet at that point. I mean, they're still not at 18, but they're more mature than don't quote me on none of this. I am not a scientist nor a doctor. I have daughters. I'm sorry. I just think about it like that, I guess. All right. So, from what TMZ reports, is Chris Diella is breaking his silence after multiple anonymous online claims for women accusing the comedian of getting flirty with women who were allegedly underage at the time. The comedian tells TMZ, quote, I know I have said and done things that might have offended people during my career, but I have never knowingly pursued any underage woman at any point, unquote. Chris goes on to say, quote, all of my relationships have been both legal and consensual, and I have never met or exchanged any inappropriate photos with the people who have tweeted me, unquote. Just trying to be technical there. Let me pause right there real quick. I did see a podcast. It was just like a clip. I don't know if somebody was trying to bait him on the story, if somebody's one-sided and just trying to catch him up or whatever. But they were talking about Snapchat, and apparently he didn't know that it really is recorded. It's not just there for 10 seconds and gone. There is a server that does keep all of these things on there. I mean, the government can go on there and get all this for evidence, you know, like I see people promoting that stuff through Facebook, you know, to do stuff with them illegally on Snapchat, thinking that they can get away with it because nobody's going to see it or use it for proof. But that's really not true. It's got a server for all that. But apparently he didn't know that. And the face that he made after is what they were highlighting in the video. Like of shock, like he was really pondering on maybe some of the things he might have Snapchatted, obviously. And yeah, so I don't. I don't really know much more on that. Ooh, a little vibration. My table's a little shaky. Sorry. I don't have autofocus on. Let me see. Ooh, that was almost good. That's not too bad, I guess. We'll go with it for now. He finishes by saying, "That being said, I really am truly sorry. I was a dumb guy who absolutely let myself get caught up in my lifestyle. That's my fault. I own it. I've been reflecting on this for some time now, and I promise I will continue to do better." Simone, at Girl Power TBH. Oh, this is all on Twitter here, y'all. I still can't believe Netflix cast Chris D'Elia as the pedophile in season of You. Like the literal irony. Ooh. Joe? Is that who you talking about, Miss Simone? I've never watched. I mean, my other half watches it. She watches it. She loves that show. You know, she's all caught up in that with everybody else. But damn. All right. Imagine getting owned by a 16-year-old. Send me a pic sent from my iPhone. We're not gonna go into this. I don't know what they're gonna pull up. How the fucking panda dick. Sent from my iPhone. What the fuck? They're very exotic. Yeah, I don't know. What that even... I don't want to open it. Chris started trending on Twitter Tuesday night after a woman named Simone Rossi started a thread showing alleged text emails between her and Chris from a few years ago when she was only 16. Several other anonymous allegations followed Rossi's post from women alleging Chris had solicited photo and or sex from them. While most claimed they were just younger than Chris D'Elia, some like Rossi claimed they were underage. None of the anonymous allegations mentioned anything about police reports filed or legal action against Chris. Yeah, so looks like that's all they got on that story. My question to you guys is, why aren't they going for legal action? I'm glad that they stood up and got their voice. If this is a thing, like, I feel like everybody should be able to have a say. Nobody should feel too embarrassed or too ashamed or even guilty in some cases of being able to step up and accuse their attacker. That's something that everybody should be able to do, and I feel like if that's what's really going on, then, you know, I'm happy for these girls. But at the same time, if that's what did happen, I mean, I don't want to... I don't like wishing harm on people. It's just... If he did do this, I mean, it is illegal. I mean, the man's like, what, 30-something? You know? He's 40? I don't... Here, let's look this up together, guys. So he's 40 years old, right? And apparently this was just a few years ago when females were 16. So either way, 38, 40, same thing. These girls are literally under twice half his age. So, that's wrong, you know? And if it didn't happen, and somebody's just going for a lawsuit, I apologize, Chris. I know you're gonna be going through a whole hell of a lot of time right now. I mean, any kind of allegations or I don't want to say allegations, but accusations, because I don't think it's... They said that they haven't taken legal charges, so I don't believe that would go under allegations. But accusations, I don't... That's rough, man. Those are deep. Those are hard, man. Those are nasty. Um, but yeah, so let's go back. I guess his team released emails, apparently. One of the emails prompted a Los Angeles Times journalist who interviewed 5 of the women to respond on Twitter. After Chris D'Elia's agent and manager dropped him following sexual misconduct allegations, a team of reps have taken a new approach to defending the comedian. Last week, multiple women came forward on social media to accuse D'Elia, 40, of sending inappropriate messages and attempting to solicit nude photos. A few of the women claimed they were teenagers at the time of the alleged incidents. D'Elia denied those allegations. So I guess they are officially allegations. And look at this. We didn't even have to search this thing. The next thing we were going to try to take a look at was, had all that information there for us. We're going to take that. We're going to... Oops. I accidentally cut that. We're going to paste that. Alright. Okay. Where do we leave off here? On Thursday, D'Elia's team released what they claimed were emails between him and some of the accusers in the attempt to help clear his name per page 6. Is this page 6 or just the Twitter? Oh, it's actual link. Maybe we'll do. In my story, Rossi talked about how when she was 16, D'Elia emailed her asking to meet him and make out. He requested she send him pictures of herself. She sent an image in which she was smiling in a pool and another of a fluffy panda. Haha, the fucking panda dick. He replied, sorry about the cursing, guys. I mean, I put this for people over the age of 18. You can't handle it. Piss off, I guess. I'm just being real with you. I mean, I ain't gonna steer you the wrong way. I'm not gonna sugarcoat something, you know. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said all that. But we're adults. Come on now. She never met him. But to page 6, D'Elia said she wrote to him years later, I'm 21 now and down to fuck. Rossi did write this email telling me she was telling a friend the story. Alright, my bad, guys. I get a little ahead of myself sometimes. She said she wrote to him years later, I'm 21 now and down to fuck. Rossi did write this email telling me she was, quote, was telling a friend the story and I thought it would be funny, unquote, and, quote, a way to prove that I actually had his contact, unquote. So she was basically right here when she wrote this. She was telling, she basically told Chris that she was telling a friend. Hang on, let me reread this for a second, guys. So this girl here was saying that the other girl, Rossi, right? Is that the one? Yep, alright. So this girl here is saying that Rossi was sending these messages to Chris D'Elia saying that she was telling a friend a funny story and thought it would be funny. And the only way she could do this was proved by his contact. I don't know, guys. I'm a little shot. Oh, she never met him. But to page 6. And finally, they released an email from Simone Rossi, one of the first women to accused Diala of misconduct. Rusty told LA Times that she had an online exchange with Diala in the 2015 when she was 16 and claimed that he'd asked for photos to make out. So what she's saying is that she never actually met him in person. She only talked to him online, and the only way to prove to people that this actually happened was to reach out like as if it was a funny story, and tell him basically like she's ready to mingle with him and whatnot. But to also prove her case that this happened before, this really happened, guys. Look here, I'll message him. Here's the number that I have, or the contact information that I had for him at the time, just to prove it. I'll get him to message me back. And she wrote, "Hey, I'm down to fuck," just to trap him. Like, "Oh, what's up? Yeah, just classic. I mean, sex sells, right?" But then again, it is proof at the same time, because that's what he was trying to do, was fuck, and that was her thing. She's like, "Yeah, he was trying to fuck when I was 16. I'll prove it to you guys." Anyways, rant. Let me get off the rants. Alright, so back to this. Oh, wait, hang on. Here we are. On Wednesday, Dallas comes with... Yeah, Rossi also wrote on Twitter, alongside her screenshots of his messages, "Imagine being 16 and being groomed by a stand-up comedian twice your age, and the only reason you never met up and never got physically molested was because you had just gotten a boyfriend of your own age." Damn, so basically, she would have went through with this and met up with him. She was totally ready to say what's up to Mr. Diala at the age of 16. The only thing that stopped her was she had gotten into the relationship with the boyfriend of her own age. Good for her. That's definitely something that was a smart move on her behalf, and was a more responsible move. You don't want to get with that dude. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, he even though he's a comedian, I mean, look at Jeffrey Weinstein, for example. The dude was pretty much ruled Hollywood, but yeah, he was some of the biggest, I don't even want to talk about that. That guy's just messed up. And yo, Diala, dude, really, man, if this is, man. In the same story in the Times, a woman named Laurel Federelli, I don't know if I said that right, who was not a minor at the time, said that in 2015 he invited her and a friend to a party in a New York City hotel after a gig. She said that when they arrived, there were no sign of a party. Eventually, they decided to leave, but the Times reports, as they started to gather their things, both women say he pulled down his sweatpants, pulled out his erect penis, and asked, "Are you sure about that?" Ooh. Alright, this really isn't starting to look good. Let's go. Because where I see it all the time when I'm on my phone, like things where they do those live things when they're, whatchamacallit, I don't want to type it all in. He said this on his mobile thing. I'm just trying to see if I can find it on here. Wait, why don't I just go to his official thing here? Where is it? I gotta get better at this. I don't want nothing playing. Nothing. We're just reading and talking about, man. YouTube's been hitting me. Nothing channels. So, anyways, what I'm trying to get to here is, I just came across it on my phone, and, he was talking about guys. He's like, guys, when you go out on a date, and it's been like 7 months, and you still haven't gotten laid, just pull your shit out. And, I mean, I really, dude, that goes exactly with what we just read right here. And sorry Chris, this really doesn't look good, dude. I might really have to pull that video down after this. I find you hilarious, my guy, but I don't know if I could support you after all this, man. Like, I mean, I don't know if these are true, so it's like, I don't want to accuse you myself, you know? Like, that's what the courts are for. Dude, I'm kind of broken by this, honestly. After allegations surfaced, Diala told TMZ, "I've never knowingly pursued any woman underage." Alright, we already read that. He said he's truly sorry and that I was a dumb guy who absolutely let myself get caught up. Okay. Of the newly released emails, Diala rep told Page 6, "It is important that the public has all the information to make an informed decision on the coordinated attacks on both Chris Diala, adding that these messages help prove that all of Chris's relationships were both legal and consensual." Diala played a character who preyed on young women in the Netflix hit You. Was it? That star Penn Bagley said on the podcast this week that the claims did affect me deeply. He was added, "I was very troubled by it." Were you? Henderson. So you were not Joe. Alright, my bad. So she was not referring to you as being Joe. She was referring you to being the character that you played here, which was obviously Henderson. Had a 3-episode arc on the Netflix series You last season, playing a man who menaces a 15-year-old girl. You star Penn Bagley addressed the allegations in a podcast with LA Times. The other character, Henderson, was killed off and won't be appearing in season 3 of the show. Alright, man. You're being accused of what you've been playing. Dude, did you get caught up in your character too much? I mean, this was a few years ago, so were you studying for this character? Chris, dude. Man, this... I don't even want to keep going just because, like... It's getting dark, man. Like they say when you look in Hollywood, Hollywood's dark, but... Chris, yo, I really loved your stuff, yo. I'm gonna follow your... I'm gonna follow this, obviously, you know, and, see what the other people say, courts say, police, see what happens. You know, I don't know if you're innocent myself, dude. This is just what we're seeing on here. And it's not cool, man. It's not cool, man. Cummins has said of the allegations, I'm devastated and enraged by what I have read and learned. She added, quote, "This is a pattern of predatory behavior. This abuse of power is enabled by silence. Now that I'm aware, I won't be silent," unquote. Sorry if I missed a bunch of quotes up here. That's a lot of saying quotes, you know? Or maybe I should just say quote unquote every time I see one before I read the sentence. I think that's how the proper people do it. According to Deadline, Comedy Central, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video all removed episodes of the series Workaholics, in which Chris D'Elia also played a child molester, and the Comedy Central has removed one of his specials. Scheller, Reilly, and Rossi didn't respond to our response for comment by Pressline. Well, probably not. I mean, this is the part where this is the thing that they didn't want. You know, they wanted to be able to speak up. They wanted to get their voices heard against somebody who's highly up there in like Hollywood, who has the money to, as quote unquote, as Fabulous would say, I got shut up money. You know, he's got money to just shut people up. You know, that's how people have gotten away with these things for so long in Hollywood, and that's why you're always hearing about a new allegation somewhere, because somebody just gets tired of it. Somebody's finally like ready to just get up, you know, and good for them. They should be. Alright, so we read that one. Let's go back to this one now. Colleen really claimed that actor asked her to make out. Did we read that part, guys? I replied by Tom. Alright, asked her to make out in a message sent in 2014. She replied by telling him she was 16 years old. D'Elia's camp, however, said she did not include his response, which reportedly read, "Oh shit, I thought you were at my stand-up show. Gotta be 18 to get into that, at least, my bad. Bye." Oh, well, I mean, where's the report? Can we see that? Oh. His team also released an email between D'Elia and Clara Scheller, who claimed he asked her to have naked sex. It's not even a laughing matter, guys. I am sorry, but I mean, naked sex, like. I apologize for laughing at that. It just caught me off guard because I don't know anybody who just they're like, "Yo, man, can I have quote unquote naked sex?" You know, that's not something somebody normally will ask you. You know. When she was 17, the email reportedly has D'Elia asking Scheller her age, to which she was jokingly replies, 12. Wow. But when pressed D'Elia, she finally responds 24. I guess she said, she was jokingly replies 24, but the outlet points out that the comedian asked for pictures of Scheller before he asked her age. And in the case of Simone Rossi, who claimed D'Elia asked her to make out and send pics when she was 16 in 2015, the reps provided page 6 with an email from her in 2019 in which she allegedly wrote him, "I'm 21 now and down to fuck." Alright, we read that part, guys. More from Rossi today. I've always maintained the fact that I didn't realize what Rossi did to me then was predatory, and I didn't come to the realization until recently. Perfect example of when I said I thought it was a fun story to tell at parties. But that's not a fun story, you know. I guess you realize it now, good thing, and I'm glad you stood up, as you know, being especially the first accuser. That's not the easiest thing to do. What's going on here? Note in the story, D'Elia does not refute any of the exchanges Rossi said she had with him when she was 16. Sorry guys, that drink got me again. He also does not refute the accounts of the other 4 women in my story, which can be found here. Alright, we're not gonna really go there. This last released email prompted the Los Angeles Times journalist who interviewed 5 of the women in the story posted on Saturday to respond on Twitter. Amy Kaufman said Rossi admits to the email, but Rossi told Kaufman she was quote unquote was telling a friend the story and I thought it'd be funny and quote unquote a way to prove that I actually had his contact. Alright, we went over that kinda. Quote unquote. I've always maintained the fact too. Alright, so that's what we read in the tweets above. We're not gonna read that again. He spoke. Yeah, we already know he denied the accusations on TMZ. He claims all of his relationships have been both legal and consensual. That being said, I am truly sorry. I was a dumb guy. We read all that on Mondays. These are things we read also. Cummings added, girls should be able to be a fan of a comedian they admire without becoming a sexual target. It's the adult's responsibility to be an adult. Meanwhile, it has been reported that the Comedy Central has removed a stand-up special by Diella, and his episodes of Workaholics in which he played a child molester have been taken down. And we read that part as well. I agree with Cummings when he Cummings here. They should be able to be a fan and not be sexualized. At the same time, we have to remember people sexualize themselves. I guess that's a term you would call in showbiz as groupies. They're so it's hard to be able to separate that kind of stuff. Especially these days, it's like, man, they're putting them hormones in that tap water, man, because these young girls do look older, man, and you really gotta ID everybody these days. I remember even when I was growing up, man, it was like that. When I was younger, the girls always looked older than I did. And I don't want to say that they looked older. I guess more mature would be the way to put it. Because, let's face it, women do mature more, fast than men do, to put it. Chris, I'm hurt, man. Like I said, I'll be following this. I don't know. I guess I'll think about what I'll do with your video. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. If I should keep that video down. I take that video down, obviously. This one comes down. Because if anything, if these don't go through and they do find them innocent, which I'm sorry, big guy. Sorry, man. It's not looking good, dude. If they do find them innocent, I don't want to be slandering the man's name by keeping this up. That's exactly what this would be. But at the same time, these are not light allegations. These are not easy to go with. And I hope that everything goes through the proper channels. And if this is, and I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm saying, girls, I pray for you. I hope the best. I don't want to bring religion in there. I don't want to say I pray for you, but I really wish you the best on this. I don't want to be putting you down as well either. I want you to have a voice. I want you to have a leg. Anybody who needs to be able to have that voice should have that voice, and nobody should be bashed, ashamed, or embarrassed, like I said at the very beginning. And yeah, that's my take on that, I guess, guys. Let me know what your take is. We can make our take together, because that's what we are, man. We're the Insomniac family, We gotta do all this shit. We gotta do all this together, I'm here for you guys. With that being said, I will be posting another video later. I'm actually gonna hop off, go watch a movie with the other half. She let me break off for a little bit of time, come do our thing here. And then I'm probably gonna jump on GTA because that's what I've been back into a lot lately. I actually have the time right now. It's kind of nice. I had an unfortunate mistake. I started to get sick at the end of last week, and I thought it was just allergies. And then the beginning of this week, my other half there caught it, and so we both decided to get tested. But because I was sick, they took me out of work and placed me home on quarantine. So I have been doing nothing but staying home, cleaning a little bit, trying to catch back up with you guys. And yeah, you know what I mean? Alright guys, I will hopefully be dropping another video tonight. We'll do another reaction. Maybe we'll go with our first hip hop video, rap video, whatever it is. We'll see. Or I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Richie Pryor and Eddie Murphy lately. So maybe we'll do something on one of their old gigs there. I mean, those were back in the old uncensored days, and I feel like it would almost go hand in hand. We could kind of break it down if we want to think about then and now, how it was back then in the 70s, the 80s, early 90s, to how it is now. I mean, 2020, man. We're still out there protesting. And when I say we, I mean, the people. I mean, I grew up in a diverse area. Most of my friends, when I moved here when I was like 6 years old, they're all diverse. And that's all I know, and then when I'm out here in the city, because that's where I live in the city of Syracuse. I'm sure you guys have seen, the 315 on the arm. That's upstate New York. Dude, man, like, we got that up here, and it's bad, and it's everywhere. And it's been going on for far too long. And unfortunately, things couldn't be handled silently anymore, and people felt like they needed a voice. And I don't blame them. This country has been led by oppression. Dating all the way back to the natives. I don't even mean to call them natives, I'm sorry. Indigenous. My other half, she's actually indigenous, I have respect for them. Half my family, same thing, they're indigenous as well. We're going through crazy times, guys. One of our favorite comedians, Chris Dial, is going through these really deep allegations. We're going through COVID-19, and we're also finally trying to get a voice heard for the minority who feels oppressed. And thank God, they feel like they're getting their voices out there. Now, hopefully we can get something done with it. Hopefully it doesn't just pass over like everything else did, Hopefully we can actually do something. But to do that, we gotta get into a political game, and that's a long game to get into, guys. And that's a whole nother story. And I don't want to really cover it too much. I don't really feel like that's my place. I just wanted to put my opinion out there, And I hope you guys feel the same way. I had something else I wanted to say, and then I just really took a deep thought about that. That's what that awkward silence was. Alright, until later, guys. I'm going to go hang out with my old lady. We're going to watch a movie. And I'm going to play some GTA. And then she's going to take some night medicine because she's, like I said, sick as well. We're in quarantine, so that's why I'm here with you guys now. And once she takes that and passes out, and she's in deep enough sleep to where I can come hang out with you guys again, I'll be back in here. Alright, ladies and gents. Sorry, Muta Heart. I think I might have stole that part from you. I'll try not to do that. Shout out to Muta, Ordinary Gamers. I watch a lot of your stuff, man. It's one of my favorite content creators, by the way, guys. He's into gaming, vlogging, basically, his own personal diary. He's interesting, you know. If you like gaming, you got a little bit of a nerdy side, go check him out. You know, some Ordinary Gamers. He's funny. Alright, guys. Until later. I'll be seeing you then.